this place. It's incredible. It's so noir.
I thought you didn't like jazz.
Oh, I don't. But the girl who does my manicure said this place was really great, so I thought we should come check it out.
Mr. Crane, so good to see you again. I assume you like your usual table. We're holding it for you as always.
You've been here before?
Let's just sit down, Rebecca.
What, Julian, in all the years I've known you, you've never mentioned this place before. Well, so this is where you disappeared to. So what's the big secret about this place? Or is it who?
Baby, I could sleep a whole week. What a night.
Yeah, it was very difficult for all of us. But fortunately, we were able to work it out.
Thanks to you.
Oh, no. Thanks to Whitney's willingness to listen.
Yeah, we almost lost Whitney. I mean, sweetheart, if you hadn't stepped in when you did, she would have moved to LA with that punk. You handled things so perfectly. I'm just so proud of you. You stepped up to the plate, honey. I mean, you got Whitney to listen to reason, and now she's going to stay here in Harmony.
Oh, for 6 months anyway.
Well, you know, after 6 months, Whitney will be completely over Chad. He'll be out of her system, and she'll be back to normal. Back the way things should be.
I hope so.
Wasn't really looking to give him any time. My part was
Come in.
Well, hey, I just thought I'd check, see how you're doing.
Oh, well, I'm all right, thanks.
Rough night, right?
I've definitely had better.
Well, I just want you to know that if you want to talk, I'm here for you.
Thank you, Liz.
Whitney, what are you listening to?
Oh, it's a song that Chad wrote and produced himself.
Oh, he is talented, isn't he?
Yep. He's gonna be very, very successful.
Whitney, is something else going on?
Chad was offered a job at a record company.
Well, that's great, isn't it?
He's moving to Los Angeles.
Well, Whitney, it sounds like a wonderful opportunity.
It is. It is, but I'm just gonna miss him so much. And I don't want to sound selfish. I love that man more than anything in the world. And I want what's best for him. I want him to have his dream. But what if once he gets to LA, his dream doesn't include me anymore?
Chad, what's up, man? I thought I heard music in here.
Have you ever heard of knocking?
Knocking, yeah, right. You know what? Actually, my family owns this place, so I don't really have to knock.
Well, I live and I work here now, which means you can't just come barging in whenever you want. Typical Crane attitude. You think your money gives you the right to push people around, do whatever you damn well want? Well, I pay rent here, and I expect some privacy, so get out.
What?
Now.
You know what? I'm not going anywhere.
I need a lawyer. A good lawyer, and you are the best one I know. And you're a friend. I need a friend on my side, someone who will help me fight for my rights as a mother. Please, tell me you will do it. Tell me you will help me fight, Julian. If you don't, I will lose my baby. I know I will.
All right. All right, I will help you get custody of Lily.
Oh, you will. Thank you. I knew I could count on you.
You can count on me.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips
voice of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Thank you so much.
It's gonna be okay.
I know it is now that you're gonna help me get custody of little Ethan.
What is going on?
Gwen,
I can't believe you. Ethan, we just talked about this tonight. You promised me that you would not put your job at Crane in jeopardy by helping Teresa. You swore to me that you would put me and our baby first. You would focus on our family and our marriage. And now I walk in here to find that you're promising Teresa that you'll be here for her.
Please, just Gwen, listen to me.
Our baby, our family, our marriage has to come first, Ethan. There's no room for Teresa or her baby. No room.
Get out of here, Fox. I'm not gonna say it again.
Let me tell you something, man. You've got a chip on your shoulder the size of a sequoia. What's up with this attitude you're slinging?
Oh, I got attitude? You're the one that came barging in here. This is my place.
What, you live here?
That's right.
In a recording studio.
What about it?
No, nothing. No, look, like I said, I just found out my family owns the place. And I, just wanted to take a look around, that's all.
Why?
Well, I've been doing research on all the Crane holdings, you know, trying to find a place in the Crane empire where I could fit in. And, just kind of find it curious that my family owns a recording studio. I mean, it doesn't really fit the mold of the whole Crane corporate image. So I thought I'd come by and take a look.
I get it. You want a job in the music industry. So you got your daddy to kick me out so you can have it all to yourself. I'm gonna save you the trouble. I'm leaving anyway.
All right, well, look. Chad, I didn't come here to kick you out, okay? Like I said, I didn't even know you were here. I just came by to take a look around.
Well, I'm leaving anyway. I got a job in LA at a record company.
You're kidding.
No, and I leave soon.
Los Angeles? Oh my God, I've always wanted to spend more time there. With all that sunshine and the beaches and Hollywood parties, the whole club scene. Not to mention the women, huh?
No, I'm not interested in all that. The only woman I'm interested in is my girlfriend, Whitney. She's the one I love, the one I've always loved. And I'd do just about anything to get her to come to LA with me.
I'm just afraid that once Chad gets out to Los Angeles and gets involved in his music and his career, that he might not still have the same feelings that he had about me.
Why don't you go with him?
My parents, they're completely against it.
Oh, they forbade it.
No, not really. They just want me to take some time to think it through.
How much time, Whitney?
6 months. Enough time for Chad to get on his feet and for me to finish out this semester of school. Mom and Dad just want to make sure that I still feel the same way about Chad then as I do now. But I know I will, Liz. I love him more than anything in this world. I just hope he still feels the same way about me.
Whitney? I have a feeling that he will. You know, I'm listening to the lyrics of this song, and I can hear the great love the singer has for his lover. I think that Chad wrote these beautiful words for you. I think he had you in mind when he wrote this song.
Yeah. He said that he did. Thank you, Liz. This really helps.
Oh, you're welcome, honey. You just keep thinking positive thoughts, all right?
Can I tell you something in confidence?
Something about it.
Of course. No one can ever know about this, okay? But not only did Chad write this song about me, he wrote it for me to sing.
You're a singer.
Singing has become my dream, Liz. I love it so much. Chad wants me to go out to California with him so that we can both pursue our dreams together. He would write and produce all of the songs. And I would be the singer, of course. We'd be a team.
Whitney, have you told TC and Eve about this?
No. No, you can't ever mention this to them, okay? Especially my mom.
Why not your mother?
She hates singing. She would never allow this to happen. Never.
No. I wouldn't imagine Eve would.
I won't have it. I won't have you running to Teresa every time she stubs a toe or breaks a fingernail.
How can you compare losing my baby with a broken fingernail?
I'm not interested in you, Teresa. Ethan, I need you to concentrate on our marriage.
Oh. I can't seem to get Ethan to calm down. He wants you.
What?
I'm sorry, Gwen, but I know that he wants Ethan.
Teresa,
Oh, for God's sake, Ethan, just go, okay?
I'll be right back.
This is exactly what I am talking about. Teresa, Ethan is not the father of your child. Ethan is the father of the baby that I'm carrying, and I am sick and tired of you always trying to manipulate his feelings.
I'm not, Gwen.
Leave him alone. Just leave him alone, Teresa.
I know that you hate me, and I understand why.
I don't need your understanding. I need my husband.
When you think that this is about me, and it isn't, it's about my child, my son. I can't lose him. I can't. Please, Gwen, you're gonna be a mother yourself. What would you do if someone were trying to take your baby from you?
Someone is, Teresa. Someone is trying to pull my husband and my baby away from me. You are, and I am sick and tired of it. And I'm gonna put a stop to it once and for all. You say that you'd fight for your life and your baby? Well, I will fight for mine, and I will fight with everything that I've got.
My mother would be furious if she ever knew that I actually wanted a career in singing. She can't stand the music scene.
Whitney, did she ever say why?
No, I mean, she hardly ever talks about it, but we just know. I mean, it's like the unspoken, unwritten rule around this house. No singing.
Interesting.
Mom doesn't even listen to music. I mean, when Simone and I were younger, she wouldn't even let us sing in church. I never understood why, but I knew better than to ask.
And she never gave you a reason why?
No, none. I mean, sometimes I wonder if something bad happened to her that involved singing. But what?
Thank you, Claude.
A pleasure, Mr. Crane.
Your private reserve is running a little low, Mr. Crane. I took the liberty of phoning your vintner in Champaign.
Oh.
He's expressing 6 cases.
Oh, very good, George.
And may I also say I'm happy to see that your guest is finally joining you.
What? Who's he usually here with?
Oh, no one. Mr. Crane comes alone.
He does?
But he always has the same bottle of champagne and 2 glasses delivered to the table. As if he was expecting someone to join him. And now at last, you have. Will there be anything else?
Not right now, thank you.
Well, I'm waiting.
For what?
An explanation. Look, I know you're not waiting here for me, because you've never asked me to join you here. So, who was the other glass for? Hmm? Just who are you expecting?
I'm not going to stand for this.
Please, hear me out.
Teresa, I've heard it all before.
This is my child, my son. Whatever you think of me, you have to know that I love my son. And I can't let Julian take him. It would destroy me, and it would hurt little Ethan terribly. He'd grow up without ever knowing any real love and affection, and I can't let that happen.
He's out. I suggest we keep our voices down.
You have the magic touch with him, Ethan.
Look, Teresa, I feel for you. I really do. But I don't want my husband dragged into another one of your crises. You can find someone else to help you. Please, Ethan. Please tell her you won't do it.
Teresa.
And think of the things that I've done for you, Ethan. I nearly died twice trying to save you. All I am asking is that you help me now. Help me to keep my son, your godson. Everything has been taken from me, Gwen. The love of my life, my security, the future that I wanted to give little Ethan.
And you're not to blame for any of it? I mean, is that what you're trying to tell me?
I made mistakes. I will admit that. But it's no reason to punish my baby. I have nothing to fight Julian with. Nothing. I've lost it all. I can't lose my baby. My baby.
You've been in love before. So much for the idea of somebody being apart from you for 6 days, let alone 6 months.
What? Actually, I really don't know what you're talking about. I mean, to tell you the truth, it's been kind of strange coming back to Harmony. I mean, first listening to Teresa talk about Ethan, right, and how much she loves him, and then coming here just to hear you talk about Whitney and how much you love her. To be quite honest, man, I never really knew love like that existed. I always just assumed it was something made up to sell greeting cards or something.
You know, I used to think that way before I met Whitney. But believe me, man, this is the real thing. Nothing sweeter.
I will, take your word for it.
Oh, no, you'll find out yourself someday.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
Well, maybe, whatever.
All right. Anyway, man, I'm sorry I got mad at you when you came in.
You know what? Forget it.
No, I mean, it's been a real long night, and the last thing I wanted to deal with was a Crane. Right. I mean, I know Julian, and he could be a real bastard. I mean, sorry if that offends you.
No, it doesn't offend me. Actually, I couldn't agree with you more.
And I owe you for getting me out of that fire at Sheridan's cottage.
Forget it. It's no big deal.
Well, anyway, I shouldn't have assumed you're like your father. I mean, you seem like a pretty stand-up guy.
I can be just about as big of a bastard as my father, if not more of a bastard, but...
Hey, at least you're honest. Not trying to pretend to be someone you're not.
I am what I am, man. Why try to hide it?
Well, I guess I've been warned, huh?
Yeah, you can put your name at the end of a long list.
You think something bad happened to your mother, that she's associated with singing?
Sometimes I really do wonder. But, I mean, it's ridiculous. My mother is perfect. She had a perfect upbringing, and she'd never be involved in anything bad. This is just something that I've learned to accept about my mother. She doesn't like singing. And if she ever found out that I wanted a career in singing, she'd put a stop to it immediately.
What about your father?
Oh, he wouldn't be happy either, but for completely different reasons.
Right, tennis.
Yeah. He thinks I should be completely focused on that. He would just see singing as a distraction. But my mom, it would destroy her. Destroy her. I know. I mean, it's so strange. And I'm not even sure why she'd be so devastated about it, but I'm certain that she would.
Oh, yes. Eve would certainly be destroyed by it. Whitney, listen, I would never suggest that you do anything against your mother. But there comes a time when you and you alone need to make the decisions concerning your life. I mean, it is your choice to determine what you want to do in life. And you shouldn't forget about your dreams just because it's not what your mother would want. I'm sure Eve wouldn't want it that way. No? If Eve truly knew that you loved to sing, I'm sure she'd come around and support you.
You really think so?
I do, Whitney. I really do.
So who's the other glass of champagne for, Julian? Who are you waiting for?
I'll make you a promise, Eve. No matter what happens between us, no matter how many years pass, I'll always be here at this table with our favorite champagne, waiting for you.
I think you mean that.
I never break a promise.
It's her, isn't it?
Who?
Julian, I already told you that I know there's a woman that you think about. And it isn't me. And it isn't Ivy. It's just that somewhere you sort of disappear within yourself, and it's like you're suddenly somewhere else with someone else. Now, it took me a while to figure it out, but I realized that there is another woman.
Rebecca.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you're actually seeing another woman. No, it's not that, and I don't think she's a threat to me or a threat to you marrying me. At least not in reality. But I also get the feeling that you would be with this woman if you could. And there's some reason that you can't, so that tells me that this woman is either married or hates you. Or both. So, who is this woman, Julian? Who is this woman who has your heart?
Sweetheart, I am really sorry for the way I reacted seeing you and Julian together.
I know you are, sweetheart.
You know, I should have known better. You would never be involved with a pig like that.
No, honey, I don't want to talk about Julian. He has nothing to do with our life.
Sorry I brought it up.
You know, Whitney's at home with us, safe. And tomorrow is a new day. And I'd like to start it fresh and put all of this behind us. Everything's going to be okay with our family, TC. As long as we stay together and we don't let anything come between us, everything's going to be okay with our family.
I love you so much, baby.
I love you too.
You are a perfect woman. I married the perfect woman. That's what I was telling Liz the other day.
After I steal your husband and reveal your past, you'll lose everything. Your house, your job, your family, everything.
I think it's time we started thinking about asking Liz to leave.
Sweetheart, where'd this come from?
Well, it's something I've been thinking about for a while now.
Honey, why do you want Liz to leave? She's a wonderful person. Is there something you're not telling me?
You are my passion for life.
Sweetheart, why do you want Liz to leave? I mean, she is such a wonderful person. Is there something you're not telling me?
No, honey, it's just that when she came to stay in our garage apartment, it was just supposed to be temporary. And now it seems like she's not planning to leave. You know, and she's acting like she's part of our family, and she's involving herself in things that are really not her concern.
Sweetheart, I don't see that.
Well, I do, and I don't want outsiders interfering in our family. It causes problems.
I still don't see what you're trying to...
Do you see what's happening with Sam and Grace?
You mean with Ivy living with them?
And David staying right next door at the B&B. It's making a lot of trouble for them.
Honey, that is completely different than what's going on with Liz. I mean, Liz is a good person. I mean, she's solid. I mean, I really feel for Liz. She has been through so much. All the horrible things her sister did to her. I mean, I really, really understand why Liz wants to be a part of our family. I mean, it's comforting to her, makes her feel good. I mean, I could tell she would like a family of her own.
Then let her go out and find one, TC. This is our family.
Sweetheart, I've never heard you talk like that. You're such a generous person. I mean, you let people stay at our house countless times.
Look, I know, honey. It's just that with everything that our family has been through lately, I think that we need to stick together, and I don't want any strangers influencing our family. That's all I'm trying to say.
Honey, are you sure that's all it is?
I'm positive.
Okay. Whatever you want. Tonight, we're not going to talk about anybody. Not Julian, not Chad, nor Liz. I just want to focus on us. And only us.
I would love to think that my mom would accept my going after a career in singing. But I just don't see it. Anyway, this is just something that I'm just gonna have to keep to myself.
You know, Whitney, I think you're right. You do not have to make a decision tonight. Give yourself some time, just like you're doing with Chad. And I have a feeling that once you're out there in LA with him, it's gonna be impossible not to follow your dream. You'll make it work, Whitney. I know you will.
Thanks, Liz. I really appreciate you being here for me. This is something I can't really talk about with anyone else, except Chad. I'm really glad that I can confide in you.
So am I. So am I. Hey, let's see what's happening in Harmony tonight.
Why?
Well, I think it might be nice to go out, have some fun, take your mind off things for a while.
Go out?
Yes, just the two of us.
But it's pretty late.
No, it's not late at all. Come on, you're not going to be getting much sleep tonight anyway. Too much on your mind.
Well, you're definitely right about that.
So, what are you waiting on? Fix yourself up. You know, sometimes it's nice to go out with a friend that you don't know so well. Takes the pressure off of things.
Okay, so where should we go?
Let me surprise you. Come on, get dressed.
Okay.
Your honesty's a real change, Fox. I mean, I hadn't seen a lot of that from the Cranes, except for Ethan. But turns out he's not a Crane.
Ah, do not compare me to that guy, okay? I am nothing like him, not in any way, shape, or form. We've never gotten along. We've never seen eye to eye.
Why not? I mean, Ethan's a great guy. He's honest, he's loyal, he's always doing the right thing. And what's not to like?
Well, I guess I'll admit that since he's no longer a threat to my inheritance or trying to climb up the Crane corporate ladder, it's a little easier for me to feel better about Ethan.
It should be. I mean, he's your half-brother.
Yeah, right. You know, he was always there, and I was the spare. My father and my grandfather constantly had us at odds because they knew I could never measure up. Okay, I mean, Ethan was a serious one, right? And I like to play. But you know what? None of that matters now because I get everything. Ethan's not a Crane, so, I mean, I guess I can feel better about him because he's no longer a threat to me.
You weren't lying. I mean, you're just like Julian.
Too much reality for you, Chad?
Too much Crane, maybe.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'll tell you what, though, there is one thing Ethan and I have in common, though. We both like Teresa. In fact, I bet if that guy were honest with himself and didn't always try to do the right thing by everyone else, he'd have to admit he's still in love with her.
What about you?
What about me?
I mean, you're upfront about what you are. You sure made it clear you don't do right by anybody but yourself. So is Teresa on your radar?
I feel for you, Teresa, but I don't want Ethan involved. I know you way too well.
Ethan
Please, don't turn your back on me. You can't. I need you. My baby needs you.
My first priority is and always will be Gwen and our baby. I'm grateful to you for everything that you've done for me, but I can't help you at the expense of my wife and our child.
But if you aren't there to help me, I will lose my baby. Julian will take him from me. I will lose my little boy.
Is Teresa on my radar? What are you talking about?
Come on, man. I know you have eyes for Teresa. I just want to see if you're serious about hooking up with her. Are you in love with Teresa?
Look, Chad, I already told you, man. I've never really felt the kind of love that you have for Whitney, all right? I'm not even sure I'm capable of it.
Everybody is. When you meet the right woman, you have no choice but to love her with all your heart and soul. And that's how I love Whitney. That's why it's so hard for me to think of going to L.A. without her. It'd be like me leaving half of myself behind.
Man, you know what you need to do? You need to get out. You can't sit here alone feeling depressed about Whitney. You need to reconnect with your second love, man, music.
Man, I don't know.
No, listen. Listen, I was going over all the real estate holdings that my family has. Turns out we own a nightclub downtown. What do you say we go there, I don't know, check it out, have a drink or something?
What's the name of the club?
It's called the Blue Note?
You're kidding.
No, what, you know it?
Well, I came to Harmony to find my real mother and father. And I got a lead about my father in a club called the Blue Note in Boston. I think that's where my father met my mother. I mean, my father was some rich guy who thought the world revolved around him.
Oh, wow, and now you find out that my family owns a club called the Blue Note. Are you sure your father wasn't a crane?
Right. I'm your brother. And since I'm the older one, I'm gonna take Ethan's spot as the heir.
Oh.
And you can go back to being the spare.
Okay. Well, in that case, you'll be buying the drinks tonight. All right, come on, let's get out of here.
What is Liz doing out there? Where is she going in TC's car? Maybe she's not alone. Maybe she's got one of the girls with her.
So, Julian, why won't you tell me who this woman is?
Why can't you just forget about it, Rebecca?
Well, so she's either married or she hates you. There's far too many married women in Harmony, so let's narrow down the list with the ones who hate you. Oh, there's Ivy. We know she hates you, but I also know that she's not in your heart. Grace Bennett. Now, you always run screaming from the room when she shows up with one of those dreadful tomato soup cakes. And there's Teresa. Well, no, you went to too much trouble to get rid of her. Well, there's always Dr. Eve Russell. She can't stand you. Huh. You and Eve. The strong, virtuous Dr. Eve Russell. No, that is impossible. I just cannot see it.
My baby will be taken from me.
I won't abandon you in this, Teresa.
Ethan.
But I certainly will not abandon you, Gwen, or our child. I'm going to help Teresa keep little Ethan, and I'm going to be there as a husband and a father to our child. You have my word on that.
Thank you so much. You don't know how much this means to me and little Ethan.
Will this ever end? Will Teresa never be out of our lives?
Well, I know that Eve isn't the woman that you're pining away for.
Why not? What's so funny about Eve and me?
The serious, upright Dr. Eve Russell and you? Oh, don't make me laugh. I can't think of anything more ridiculous.
Why do you suppose my family don't own a place like this? I mean, it can't be that hot of an investment, you know? It's certainly not the kind of place my father or grandfather would hang out at.
Looks like you're wrong, Fox.
Well, that's interesting. 'Cause my father's full of secrets.
We have something in common. My father is a secret.
Where could Liz have taken her? Oh my God.
So, where are we headed to, Liz?
I wanted to surprise you, but I probably should tell you. Knowing how much you enjoy music, I thought I'd take you to a supper club. It's called Blue Note. You'll get to hear some really fine singers.
Oh, Liz, I don't think my mother would like that at all.
Hey, it's only one time. After all, you're not gonna start hanging out there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you're right. It's just one time, right?
Yeah.
Mom probably won't mind.
And what your mother doesn't know won't hurt her. This is going to do it, Eve. To see your daughter headed down the same path you took, it's going to destroy you.
Something about him moves me. The way that he softly speaks my name.
I've got to get Whitney away from that club.
Something terrible is gonna happen to me, Antonio. I can feel it.
Die, Sheridan, die.
NBC Thursday.
He's back, whoever he is.
In the first of 4 all-new episodes.
There's a dead body in here.
I don't mind. A night of surprises. Your brother's on the phone.
What?
As a brother is found.
John.
A loved one is lost.
She dead? I'm sorry.
And a patient living in his own reality
My name's Abby. I'm gonna help you.
makes a shocking turn. An all-new ER, NBC Thursday.